Hi friends, let's do an update. What's going on? Want to show you how far I've gotten on the garden bed so far. I didn't realize it was so windy out here. So I have 6 garden beds up, 4 more to go. And I took the hoops, these hoops that are over here, they were here that I had up for some sunflowers. These are just, oh, it's so windy. These are just rebar and some pipe. So the rebar is just stuck in there and the pipe is stuck on, and I thought it would be nice if I needed to cover the plants to be able to clip things on there. I probably won't leave them on these beds, but I wanted to set them up to see how they would work, because I think that the beds against the fence are going to have vining things, so you're not going to cover those up, obviously. Maybe when they're little. Maybe I'll put it up when they're little, but I have plenty of those rebar pieces and I have plenty of the tubing as well, so can make more of those. Plenty to cover all the beds. Let's check on the seedlings. Yesterday I potted up all of the giant marigolds, not all of them, half of them. And look how good they're doing. They're so much happier. They're greening up. They're watered. They're getting nutrients. There's actually like 75 of them that I potted up, and there's 75 still left. Here are the tomatoes that got potted up. There's one tray. There's another tray. These are all for the donation garden. These lettuces need to go out, but their spot isn't quite ready and it's too cold still at night. We'll see. My white zinnias are doing great. Not great germination on my green zinnias or my purple zinnias, which I'm kind of surprised about, honestly, because those things typically take off like weeds. So I do have more seeds. I don't know if I should replant them and see what happens. I can't imagine all of them are bad. I have a gallon bag of them. So we're gonna see what happens. I feel like I need to look back and see how long it's been. I feel like it's been long enough, but we'll have to look. I think my catnip stayed too wet. I think that's what happened there. The leeks had horrible germination, only got 2 of them. The bell peppers, they're fine, I guess. They're not doing great either. Arugula, I saved those seeds a couple years ago, no germination. The Romas I saved are doing great. They definitely need to be potted up, so they're not doing great in that way, but I had great germination. And the Thai basil I got for free from Baker Creek is doing great. A little sad because they're a little crowded, but they might want to go out in the sun as well. This was my experiment for the buttercup. I planted these last year and got 0 germination, planted them twice, and this year I planted 8, the last 8 of these burpee seeds, and only got 3 that even germinated. So that's wild. Horrible germination rate. The collards are doing great. Got these from Baker Creek. They're doing amazing. Obviously need to be potted up. I have way too many. I put these squash outside yesterday because I don't have room inside and I forgot about them. So they were out. It was a little chilly, like 55 last night. I'm so glad to see that everybody's doing good. They look like they definitely need to be watered. So that's not great. He's a little yellow. But look at those giant loofah. Look at that giant leaf. Oh, they're all kind of floppy. They need water. The sweet potatoes now live outside, and all the cuttings down here. The potatoes are germinating amazing. I will be transplanting them when they're a little bit taller. And I've been working every day on getting the rest of these beds done. So let's see what I have. 2 more beds left. Yay! Those will go out in the backyard. I've also decided I'm going to move these guys. So not sure I can move these ones with the trees in them, but these 3 little guys are going to go in the back, and we will put clematis in them. The clematis exists. When I planted the clematis, I must not have put enough cardboard in the bottom because the weeds just came right up. Like, the weeds did not care. It didn't stop them at all. So they are growing. There were 4 originally, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see the beds just took off. Like, the grass thought, well, there's all kinds of amazing soil in here. And so the weeds just every year, this will be the third summer with them, every year it's gotten worse. So today may be the day, might be tomorrow, and I will be digging those out. First I have to empty the little ones along the fence and move them over here, but I will be digging those out and putting them in the other small beds. The donation garden, nothing's going on with that yet other than the seedlings. On May 1st, we will be renting like a big rototiller and coming out and rototilling that whole section that has the donation garden. It's right there on the other side of the fence. And then we'll be covering it with weed barrier and putting those plants out, those plants that are in there that you saw. So we'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully we have an amazing harvest and it's not too much. The hose reaches out there, so that's not an issue. I'm just concerned about just the amount of work, but it should be easy with the weed barrier, right? Because what is there going on? You know, I'll have to look for pests and maybe treat for pests. Other than that, I feel like it's going to be a success. Hopefully I can donate some food to some people. That's the purpose, just to provide some food security for other people, and maybe next year expand even bigger. That would be nice. Look at my sad clematis. So these were supposed to be these beds. Obviously they're overgrown, and it was supposed to provide shade for these windows. Look at that, they're gonna have so many big blooms. But the beds were not tall enough, or I'm not sure. There's a third one over here. There were 4 originally, only 3 survived. Here, this guy's slow taking off. What I need to do is buy some round metal beds, put some weed barrier underneath, and replant those clematis so that the weeds don't come in, the grass doesn't come in. Maybe that'll happen this year. Might wait till next year. Look how good that bed looks. Oh, that is amazing compost. Now I gotta get some manure. Where's my wagon? Okay, I've got about 1 inch, maybe ½ an inch. Doesn't really matter because I'm not really gonna plant much right there where that stump was. I will say shoveling horse manure makes me remember why I do not have large animals. Okay, the manure is all mixed in. It looks lovely. Now I need to head over and do the other beds. For anybody that's wondering about how shallow parts of this bed are, don't worry. I'm only putting like leeks and garlic. Stuff that's real shallow has a really shallow root base. If I was putting, I wouldn't put tomatoes in here. Tomatoes do need at least 8 inches. So I'm definitely gonna keep really shallow stuff in here. And now I need to add the final touch. I'm so happy I got this bed done. Look at that. I even got my skeleton friend in there. I am going to plant green onions in his bones. Look at him. He's having a good nap. And he is going to represent the circle of life. Do you have any names for him? What do you think? What should we call him? So I'm glad you all came over today and took a walk with me. Have a great day, guys.